Hey, that's me! And this is My Footbag Journey, Road to the US Open Tournament. Hey, what's up everyone? It's Ben Barrows, aka Random Crayon here. Welcome back to week 4 of My Footbag Journey, Road to the US Open Tournament, in conjunction with the My Ultimate Sweat competition from Jamie Staples and PokerStars. Here, you will join me on my adventure of preparing for the US Open Footbag Championships in Las Vegas this December. This week, we're going to learn how to do a crispy double blender. I'll also shred around the dope beach town of Rosarito while demonstrating a new concept of uptime components. Now, let's go rockin' Rosarito. Welcome to Rosarito, a lovely beach town about 30 minutes south of my city of Playas de Tijuana. It's known for its artsy culture and party atmosphere, which makes it a perfect destination for spring breakers. Now, let's go talk about this week's concept. So today we are discussing sets, and a set is doing part of the move on the way up. So you do a circle around the footbag, and then it peaks, and then it starts to fall, and you do the downtime component. And there are several different ways in which you can circle the footbag on the way up, so there are many different types of sets. And to get started, we're going to do pixie sets. So here we're talking about the pixie set, and a pixie is when you circle it from your inside to your outside, and that's a single move by itself. So basically an around the world that ends on your opposite toe, like a same side mirage. But a pixie set is doing that same motion while the footbag is on the way up. So you do a pixie set, the bag peaks, and on the way down you do another portion of a trick, a downtime component, and that is what we were doing here. We got a pixie leg over and a pixie same leg over to start out. So pixie same leg over is actually called Magellan. So we do Magellan, 2 pixie leg over to the opposite side Magellan, and then pixie leg over again. And then we do a pixie ducking leg over, which is referred to as alpine pixie leg over. And alpine is the term that is used when you do a duck in between 2 components. So we do alpine pixie leg over both sides, and then we do a pixie butterfly, also known as a dim walk, on both sides. So that's pixie. Now we're going to move on to fairy. So now we are doing the fairy set, which is the inverse of the pixie set. You know, pixie goes from inside to outside the footbag as it's going on the way up, and the fairy set goes from the outside to the inside as your leg circles the footbag on the way up. And then you do another move afterwards, just like pixie. And so to start things off, we do a fairy set same side pickup. So I circle it, and then I just basically do a mirror move with my same leg. So I go from outside to inside, do a plant, and then go from inside to outside on its way down and catch it with the original toe that it started on. And that's called fairy same pickup, or the nickname is reverse Magellan. And then I do a fairy same leg over, a similar move. You know, I circle it twice with the same leg again, but this time it's going both the same direction. And that is technically referred to as fairy same leg over, but also is named crispy double around the world, because double around the world circles it twice just like that. But this is referred to as crispy because there's a plant in between the 2 dexterities. And then I do a fairy set mirage. So I do a fairy with my first leg and then a mirage with my second leg. And the nickname for that is Fear. And then the next 2 moves I do don't have any names other than the technical ones that they are just given with their components, like Fairy Set Osis and then Fairy Set Butterfly. So that's basically, yeah, just fairy in a nutshell. Not as proficient at that as pixie, can only do it on one side. And I don't really break it out very often, but I'm still able to do, you know, some basic moves with it. And so now we're going to move on to a set that I have a more thorough grasp on, Atomic. So now we are doing the atomic set, which is like a fairy set from the opposite toe. So you pop it up, you circle it with your opposite leg from outside to inside the foot bag, and then it peaks, and then you do your downtime component. A atomic set is also known as the illusioning set because the illusion is the trick that is the inverse of a mirage. And we'll go into that next week when we cover downtime components in more detail. And to start things off, we do a leg beater, which is an atomic set opposite butterfly, which you are familiar with if you saw the second episode, in which we do a leg beater swirl, which is the same move with a swirl at the end. So here, yeah, we do the atomic set, and then we circle it with the opposite leg doing a butterfly, and we do that on both sides. And then we do an atomic mirage, so you circle it from the opposite leg that you set it from, outside to in, and then you do a mirage with the opposite leg from that on the way down. So it starts and ends on different toes. And we do that back to back. We do two different sides, so we do both sides atom smashers, and that is the name of atomic mirage. It is an atom smasher. And then we do a tap, which is a atomic same side mirage. You do the atomic on the way up, and then you do a mirage on the way down, all with the same leg, so it ends on the same toe that it began on. So we do a tap both sides, and that is the name for atomic same side mirage, a tap. And then we do a tap down, which is the name for atomic same side butterfly. So you do the atomic set on the way up, then you tap the ground with your foot, and then you do a butterfly with that same leg, and we do it on both sides. So that was the leg beater, the atom smasher, the tap, and the tap down. And now we're going to move on to the quantum set. So now we are doing the quantum set, which is the inverse of the atomic set. Basically, it's just a mirage on the way up, and then you do a downtime component afterwards. So to start things off, we do a quantum butterfly. So we start it on whatever toe, and then you pop it up, you circle it with the opposite leg from inside to outside the foot bag, doing a mirage on the way up, and then you use your opposite leg to fall into a butterfly. And the next move we do is called quantum same side butterfly. And when you do a quantum move and then you use the same leg that you circled it with to do the quantum set, it's called slapping. So when you do this move, it's actually referred to as quantum same side butterfly or slap down, because that is the alternate nickname for quantum same butterfly. So we do a set on the way up from your one toe to your opposite leg, you mirage it on the way up, and then you use the same leg that you just did the mirage with to circle it as a butterfly on the way down. So it's a slap down. And now we do a toe set blur, which is also known as just a quantum mirage. So you do a mirage on the way up with one leg, and then a mirage on the way down with the opposite leg. And so basically you start on one toe and then it ends on the other toe while doing two mirages with each leg in between. So that's quantum mirage, also known as toe blur. And the final move that we do is quantum leg over. So circle it with a mirage on the way up and a leg over on the way down. Also known as crispy double leg over. And those are all the quantum moves that I'm able to do at this point in time. So now we're going to move on to our final set of the day, stepping. So now we're doing stepping sets. And a stepping set is very similar to a quantum set in the sense that it is a mirage on the way up, but it's actually easier because you start it from your clipper, so you don't have to go around it as fully as you do when it starts from your toe. So the first move we do is a stepping opposite butterfly, commonly referred to as a rip walk, and you see me do several of these back to back. And then we do a sidewalk, which is a stepping same butterfly. And then we do sidewalk to rip walk to sidewalk to rip walk, doing one of each on both sides. And then we do a blur, which is a stepping opposite mirage, which is technically an opposite paradox mirage. So we do that with a couple butterflies in between. And then we do a blurry whirl, which is similar to a rip walk, except you circle it the opposite direction on the way down, doing a whirl instead of a butterfly, which is more of an unnatural movement, so it's awarded the paradox ad. So blurry whirl is worth 5 ads, whereas rip walk is just worth 4. And then the final move we do is food processor, which is also known as blurry blender or stepping opposite paradox blender, and that is worth 6 ads. So instead of catching it on your opposite clipper that it began, you catch it on the same one that it started, and you do so by doing a blender at the end, which is a whirling osis. And that's worth 6 ads, and this transitions us into our trick of the week, which is the stepping same side blender, also known as crispy double blender, which is only worth 5 ads and is significantly harder than its 6 ad counterpart, and you'll see why soon. So this week's trick is called crispy double blender, technically referred to as stepping same side blender. And it's called crispy because there's a plant in between the two dexterities, whereas an original recipe double blender would just be 2 circles of the bag without touching the ground. And this is worth 5 ads, even though it's arguably more difficult than blurry blender, which we just showed you, also known as food processor, stepping paradox blender, because this is all done on the same side, so it's impossible for it to receive the paradox ad. So it's worth 5 ads, even though it's considered by some more difficult than the other 6 ad trick. Now, let's go have some freestyle fun. Oh, and don't forget to look out for some of the sets we learned this week while we're doing tricks. Alright, so that concludes episode 4 of My Footbag Journey, Road to the US Open Tournament. Please like and subscribe below. Peace.